In April 2026, BINI released Blush into a hyper-saturated digital landscape, shattering viewership records in the hours leading up to their historic Coachella performance. But beneath the sun-drenched desert aesthetics lies a ruthlessly engineered psychoacoustic system designed to tackle a specific challenge, weaving 8 distinct vocalists into a dense 128 BPM UK garage rhythm without collapsing into auditory chaos. Success relies on surgical frequency management, advanced vocal comping techniques, and precise visual prosody. To understand how this works, we have to strip away the pastel color grading and reverse engineer the mathematical framework beneath. In high-end global pop, audio and video are interlocking pieces of the exact same machine. If we remove the vocals and melodies entirely, we are left with the bedrock of the track, a sterile, metronomic 128 BPM grid. This grid reveals the rhythmic core. While the tempo is a standard 4/4, the pulse is modulated by a syncopated 2-step drum pattern characteristic of UK garage. Layered over that percussion is a harmonic foundation built strictly within the E major scale. Producers often choose E major for its inherent acoustic brightness, which helps maintain a sense of pop effervescence against a heavy, club-adjacent rhythm. Within this progression, the use of 7th chords adds harmonic color and complexity without sacrificing the accessibility of the hook. These underlying chords dictate the specific melodic contour of the vocals. The melody utilizes conjugate motion, moving step by step through the scale, allowing the sudden octave jumps in the refrain to create high-impact dynamic spikes. The track also employs rhythmic anticipation, starting melodic phrases on the "and" of beat 4 to continuously pull the listener into the next measure. This 128 BPM tempo and its constant syncopation act as a sonic metaphor, mirroring the rush described in the lyrics. Reintroducing the complex layers back into the track highlights the primary mixing challenge: extreme sonic density. 8 distinct human vocal timbres are competing for space against high-resonant synth plucks and an analog sub-37 bass. This competition creates masking. The low-end frequencies of human vocals bleed into the bass channel, resulting in auditory mud. The solution is a surgical 200 Hz high-pass filter applied to the lead vocals, carving out the exact frequency range required for the bass to remain clear. Simultaneously, a boost in the 5 to 8 kHz range gives the vocals an artificial, airy breathiness, typical of global pop production. Frequency management is only half the battle. The vocals themselves are constructed using a specific comping strategy. This multi-track view illustrates the super vocalist technique, stitching together fractional syllables from 8 different members to create a single, flawless lead line. Stacking voices this way risks losing the group's distinct identity, often making them sound like a generic choir. To solve this, engineers apply formant shifting to the backing vocal layers. Formant adjustments artificially alter the timbre of these layers, maintaining the distinct tonal identities of the members even within a dense vocal stack. The final mix is not a documentation of a natural performance, but an intensely curated sonic illusion. The final layer of the track is the music video, which introduces the concept of visual prosody. The cinematography and editing function as a structural extension of the audio mix, translating sound waves into specific visual cues. The video's high shutter speed aesthetic manifests the syncopation of the UK garage beat in a physical, striking visual form. This alignment is exact. The video's micro-edits align with the audio transients, snapping the cuts precisely onto the upbeats. This relationship becomes most evident during the bridge, when the sonic landscape suddenly changes. At a specific millisecond, the analog bass drops out completely, creating a vacuum of negative sonic space. At that exact moment, the visual environment dissolves into a mirrored vacuum. The cinematography mirrors this auditory loss by switching to a shallow f1.4 depth of field. Blurring the background precisely when the bass vanishes creates a shared multimedia sensation of breathlessness. The overarching color story is also deployed with surgical precision. The color grading moves from the sterile blues of the intro to sunset oranges and millennial pinks during the climax. This visual warming shift is timed to correlate with the E major harmonic walkdown, resolving in the final chorus. The music video operates as a visual equalizer, dictating how the brain processes the audio it is hearing. Pulling these layers back together reveals the full scale of the production. Blush is a highly calibrated system. Its harmony, frequency allocation, and visual editing all share the exact same mathematical grid. The success of the bubblegum pop aesthetic is that it completely masks the technical complexity and rhythmic grit underneath. This production demonstrates a shift in P-pop's technical identity, moving toward high-density arrangements that prioritize vocal clarity and harmonic layering. The global metrics validate this engineering, showing that a local pop movement can meet the technical standards of the international stage. When surgical audio engineering and precise visual prosody are perfectly aligned, the technical complexity of the production is entirely subsumed by the clarity of the performance.